Hi guys, it's Sam from Elementary Technology. Thank you to everybody who attended our webinar yesterday. We had a slight recording issue, however I'm working from home today with my visualizer, so I'm going to cover the presentation again on a video. This will include all the slides we did yesterday, the detailed demo on both options and the pricing as well. Now, thank you again to everybody who attended, and thanks to Ruth Crampton for giving us the opportunity to do this webinar for all of you guys. It was amazing. So what I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to talk about who we are. I'm going to talk about how we've helped speech language therapists so far. The big question of what a visualizer actually is with a detailed demo in. We did a question and answer system yesterday. Now I remember a lot of the questions, so I will cover them at the end as well. So let's get started. Okay, so who are we? We are Elementary Technology, so we are trusted technology specialists, okay? So we have, our main focus is education. However, we've done a lot of work with the private sector, which is how we came across to speech language therapists such as yourselves. We have 17 years of experience, so we have an excellent reputation. And one of our main ethoses is we always like to provide a lot of advice to ensure that you as a customer make an informed decision. I think this is really key, because the more advice we give you and the more options that will help you, it's going to help you make a better informed choice moving forward, which will ultimately improve your teletherapy sessions. We are partners with all of the big brands as well, which allows us to give you the best value, which I'll cover soon. And we're also very helpful and friendly. So my details will be on the end of the slide, so please don't hesitate to call me or email me if you have any questions. Okay, so how did we first start supporting speech language therapists? A lady called Laura Newman approached us on the visualizer shop. And she asked us if she could use a visualizer for her teletherapy sessions. Now, we hadn't had one of these before, so what we always like to do is we always like to ask a lot of questions, okay? The more questions I can ask, the more information I can find out to provide you with the best option. We learned a lot about your current challenges during lockdown. We know that you do face-to-face sessions or in a clinic. This is obviously not possible at the moment given the current situation. So what we will do is we will go away and do our research, find some advice, and always double check to provide you the best service. So in this case, we went away, checked, Laura provided us with exactly how she wanted to use it. I went away and found out if that was possible, did a test myself, approached the manufacturer as well to double check to make sure it works. Then I went back to Laura and said we could do it, and provided post-training as well, which again, I will cover. And we've done a lot of this, which has led to supporting lots of speech language therapists last month, and hopefully we can do the same for you moving forward. What is a visualizer? Okay, so when I was at school, we used to have an overhead projector that projected big images onto the wall. It's fairly blurry, but ultimately a visualizer is a presentation device. It's got a very high spec camera, which allows you to get all the finer detail for anything from 3D objects to pieces of A4 to storyboards, or to any content that you put under. It will make it more engaging. It's got a really simple interface. They're really easy to use. Now, some of them you just plug them in and you're using them straight away, and some have buttons on the top, which makes things a lot easier as well for you. The visualizer comes with a set of software. Now, this software is very, very powerful. It allows you to annotate, take pictures, take videos, and plenty more. Again, we will cover this in the demo, but you will see how effective it can be, and it can create the really, really engaging content you want for your teletherapy sessions via remote access. It works seamlessly with Zoom and Skype. So I've had a lot of speech language therapists who have approached me who use Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts as well. And we had a couple yesterday who asked about different platforms I'm on. We're looking into them straight away. If you have a specific platform you want to use, please ask me and I will find out right away for you. And what we found is Ava, who are a massive manufacturing brand of visualizers in the world, and we're their key partners in the UK. So they approached us as they noticed we were doing a lot for speech language therapists. They've actually approached us, especially for you guys as ALSTIP members, to provide you with visualizers at some excellent value, even better. So I'm going to show you that as well. Okay, how can you use it to support your clients from home? There are two ways we can use a visualizer. The first way is a plug and play option, which is really easy. All you have to do is plug it in, set up your Zoom session as normal, and switch camera. When you switch camera, your client will still be able to see you in a thumbnail like you're seeing me now, and they'll be able to see a nice crisp image under the visualizer. This allows us to gauge their reaction and understanding still whilst seeing specific images, which is crucial. The second way is to use the software. A visualizer comes with a set of software. I will cover the software with you in a moment. It's so powerful to use, and we can use it via a screen share as well, which is very, very simple. Just as a bit of an add-on here, it's compatible with Windows and Mac as well. We've had a lot of questions on that, so you can use it on either option, okay? And they're both really easy. So I'm going to show you now, right? Okie dokie. So the first way I'm going to do it is we're going to go into our screen share here, go to advanced and share the content from the second camera, and we will get the visualizer image straight away. It's as simple as that, okay? So straight away there you can see I've got a nice clear image. This is one of our visualizer guides here. Now what I can do here is I can still interact with my client because there is audio. I can see what's under the visualizer, as would they as well, and we can really engage. Now we can zoom in. This is the Ava M1713M that I'm using here. So as you can see, we can go really far for any sort of finer detail. I'm just going to give some examples of the zoom here. And also I will just show you something on a bit of, let's say, some finer writing here as well. So we're just going to zoom in. As you can see, it's still very clear. And lastly, what I'll show you as well is, I've just got a £10 note here. I'll just put it on there because it's a bit crumpled now. Because the M17 has got such a high quality zoom, we can zoom in very close as needed, like so. Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to try on here as well, like that. So we've got the first child book, just because I've got a glass table, so apologies on that. Let me see. So there we go. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So that's some examples of how we can use it with the zoom. Just move that back here. We'll put our visualizer shot information back there. Okay. So that's the first way we can use it. Really simple and really effective. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to stop share here. Now I'm going to show you the second way how to use it, which is through the software. I'm just going to open the software. Just give me 2 seconds. The software is called Sphere 2, which comes with it. You would just download it onto your desktop. So just give me 1 second. It'll load up. There we go. Okay, brilliant. So we have the software here. Let's see if we can identify it. Perfect. Okay, so the second way we're going to use it is what we would do. The second way to use it with the software is we would share our screen with our client. Our client is going to be able to see what is at the end of the visualizer, and we're going to be able to use the software. So if we go into basic and click the software, we can see here, let me just maximize it. There we go. Okay, brilliant. So now we've got a nice clear image, and we would have a thumbnail of ourselves and our clients, so we can still have the face-to-face interaction. But as you can see here, we've got lots of different options. So we've got lots of camera options here. So I'm just going to run through each one of them for you. So first up, I think we'll open this. Okay, so first up, we have a freeze frame option, where we can, if we press that, now we have both hands here, so we can freeze a frame. An example of a speech language therapist using it would be, I had one who had 3 different model people in a trolley, and she would freeze it and then take one away and get them to identify which one had gone. So I'll just unfreeze that, and then we go back to our live image. We have an autofocus button here. Very simple to explain. This is a centralization for your image, and that will just line it up in the middle, but it already is anyway. And we've got our zoom features within the software as well. So we can zoom in and we can zoom out. I can also use the scroller on my mouse as well if I need to, which is really useful. Or we have a zoom reset. So if we zoom quite far in and then press the zoom reset, it'll go straight back out to its furthest point. Next one across, we can go portrait or landscape. Again, very useful for maneuvering things, different shapes. different sizes, of course. And this is a bit more of a complex into the camera settings, but we do have a brightness adjustment here, so we can go brighter if needed. We also have darkness, and we can even do things like change the background as well, just in case. I know this could be helpful for dyslexic, etc. So something to consider also. Now the next one across, we have an annotation feature. So if we click the pink pen, we can annotate easily using the mouse. Now also we have a select moving function here. So if we click this and we click on our annotation, we can move wherever we want as well. Nice and useful. And we have a highlighter. So let's say you have some specific wording you want to highlight, or letters for emphasis on sound, and you can use the highlighter. So you see there it's highlighted. If I use the pink pen and go through the writing, it goes straight through it. So it's as highlighted as you can imagine. So the next one across is a straight line feature, really useful for underlining things, as you can see. And if, like me, you are not the best at doing like an underlining with a mouse, you can use the straight line feature. We have a text box here. So if I click anywhere in the image with the text box, I can start typing. Really useful because we can provide, again, if you're not very good at writing with a mouse like I'm not, you can do a text box, which is much clearer for your client to understand. Next across, we have some shapes. So we've got filled shapes, dark gray. So you'll see that it will create a full circle filled in, or you've got a non-filled where there you can see. This is really good for, highlighting specific things. So if you can go, right, what are they looking at here? You can highlight that, and you could even zoom in to get a bit closer detail to find out what their emphasis is on. Next across is an eraser, which speaks for itself. You can just click and erase, or if you press the paintbrush, it will delete them all at the same time. And if you click the pink pen and go on the palette, you can change your color of your annotations, or you can even go on the further palette and pick which one you want. And then that will be an individual color for yourself, which is good for color schematics, etc. Here you have a line thickness. So that's our standard one. If we go on the bigger one, it will create a thicker line, or we will go one more again and it will create a third thicker line. Very useful. And also you have ones with a straight line on the end. So if you click that on a thicker one, we could point at the classroom word there and it will give us an arrow, or if we point at there. Again, useful. If you want to highlight something, you can use an arrow to emphasize that for you. Also, which was a really good one, which I quite like actually, we have a dash feature as well. So if we click the dash feature and then draw a line, it will then split it for us. Now this is excellent for sort of hangman exercises. You can use emphasis on specific words or letters, and effectively, if you wanted, you could use the shapes to draw a hangman person as well, so you can see them interacting, which is really useful. The two blue arrows are an undo and a redo, so you can undo the last one or you can redo as well. Okay, so they're your annotation features. We have a video feature here. If we click record, it will record. It does record audio as well. I'm just going to record a 3-second clip just to show you for the purposes anyway. There we go. So it will play it back to you straight away. So if we just wait 2 seconds, it should do it. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, it goes into a media player and you can see there that it plays back straight away. This will save into a file, which I'll show you. Now we have a picture feature here as well. I use these two. This is for motion and moving, let's just taking a picture of a specific area. But I tend to use just the far left one. So we can take a picture, it will show us it straight away, which will save into our files. Again, this is going to be really helpful for progress reports, which I'll explain in a bit. What is really useful as well is if we did annotations like so, then took a picture, it will save the annotations onto the picture for us, which is really useful. If you've got, let's say you've done some notes on something you want your client to keep, you can take a picture and send it to them. It's really easy. Okay, so let's get rid of annotations. And lastly, just a spotlight feature, which a lot of people found very useful actually. If you click the spotlight feature and click and hold near it, you can use it as a spotlight. So we can do a hide and seek option. We can highlight specific areas to focus in on. We can make this bigger, as big as we want, or as small as we want as well. Also, it gives you the option to have it semi-transparent, or we can go full transparent as well. So we'll go not transparent, plus we can change shapes as well if we need. So you can imagine like right, okay, I want you to identify the colors in this rectangle at the moment, and you can move this across just as a bit of an example. So the second one is a full cover feature. Now, if you've got a comprehension, a question set, or some learning outcomes that you want to show, you can put it under the visualizer and just scroll down. So we can just do that individually there. As you can see, very handy. And we can also go right to left and left to right, so we can just cover again. Again, you've got the different transparency here for you as well. So very, very useful. Okay, so if we click in the top left-hand corner here, this is our media library. So this is where all our pictures and videos are saved, as you can see. Now, this is really, really essential because when we go down to the bottom here and click on the create a folder, we have the option to create a digital learning record of our individual client, which we can pass on to parents to give them a progress report as well. If you can get them more involved with their teletherapy sessions for their child or for themselves as well, it's going to be a real tool for you to build a relationship with them. So all you would do is create a folder, put each individual bit that you've worked on into that folder with that client, and you've got a full digital record of how you've progressed with them in the past period of time, which is really, really important. I'm just going to show you the side by side here. So let me just click on that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so as you can see on the left-hand side, we have a live image. Now, what we can do is we can drag and drop any image and put it next to it. So we've got a live one, and we've got one that we've done sort of yesterday. We did this one. We've got a compare and contrast here. So this allows us to do some live marking. We can do like same, different, etc., which I covered with Ruth, which I'll show you a few examples of. But also you've noticed that we can zoom in here still, and we can also zoom in here as well, which is really, really useful. Plus we've got the annotation feature at the bottom. We can highlight it here, and we can highlight here, and we can even take a picture, and you will see that you'll get both and the annotations in one picture, which you can put in your digital record, which is really, really, really powerful. And then lastly, just in case you need it, you do have a whiteboard canvas in here as well. So you can take pictures on here, and again, this will save into your file, and you can digital record, or you can send it as a progress report, whichever you prefer. So that's just the basis of covering the software, really. As you can see, just from these 5 tools, you've got some excellent options of how you can involve them into teletherapy sessions. This could be anything from 3D objects. I know people use Lego and stickle bricks, etc., to doing storyboards or spot the difference. Okay, so I'm just going to come out of the software now, like so. I'm just going to jump back into the presentation. There we are, brilliant. I'll just get this up here. Okie dokie. So that's the demonstration for you guys with the Ava M1713M. Really, really powerful, as you can see yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to show you some examples here that I did with Ruth. So this is an example of using the camera toggling. So you can see you've got the image is that good that you can still put iPads or phones underneath. This is a Gruffalo game that Ruth was using on Mix and Match that I did a bit of a test where me as the client, I could tell Ruth which card to pick, and she could then assign them and try and get them right. Here's an example of doing same or different with the software. And we would interact between us on Zoom. So you can see there's both of us there, so it'll be you and your client, and you can discuss between you on what you're going to achieve and how we're going to run the session. Here's a really good split screen option on the same thing. So on the left-hand side, you've got the 2 different colored bottles. And on the right-hand side, you've got the 2 same colored bottles. And Ruth had used the text box with the split screen to discuss why are they different. So she wanted her client to tell, she's got 2 pictures and say, why are they different? Is it the color, and is it the shape, etc.? Here's one where we did the annotation. So we have a different picture at the top. Ruth would speak to her client and say she wants to get her to say which is different and why it's different. And then when the client would say, she would then highlight the right answer, which she could then move over into the top Velcro bit. So it's an achievement for them as well. Okay, so a quick recap. So A visualizer is going to give you real-time interaction anywhere from your home. Now, this is really important. You can provide an excellent teletherapy session with a visualizer from your home to anywhere. This could be anywhere in the world. I had a speech language therapist who has done some sessions for a child in St. Petersburg as an example. Really, really useful. But what it also will open up is it will open up new clients for you. Think about the current situation. You know, a lot of people won't be getting the sessions that they need for their progress at the moment. If you can help them by using a visualizer, then they're going to progress and it will potentially open a door for you as well. As mentioned, it works with lots of platforms: Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom. I know we had some extras yesterday that I'm looking into, but we made sure that it would work with Zoom seamlessly, and it does. Now, this is a really important point. It's far more than just talking and showing. What you really want to be doing here is getting the parents involved. You know, if you can see them, helping with their child's teletherapy sessions, they're going to be more involved, and it's going to give them a chance to give them the tools, to model in a real-time situation. So let's say that you are providing a session for their child and they're listening, they can pick up at their end how they can help their child move forward as well. It's really, really important here, I think, to build the relationship, provide the digital learning record, have the progress reports. You know, if you as a parent would receive a digital record from your speech language therapist saying, here's an update of what we've done in the last 2 weeks, just thought we'd keep you informed. You know, it seems very, very professional as well. Now, because we partnered with Ava specifically for you guys, we have some links that are just for ALSTIP members with some great discounts on, which I'm going to show you in a second. Now, what we have done is we're going to put these, we're going to pass these to Ruth, who's going to put them in the forum with a landing page. So there'll be 3 different ones. And some of them include settlement training remotely by myself. So what I will do is we will arrange a training session for half an hour, and we will discuss how to use it in more depth and how it can adapt into your teletherapy sessions as well. So here we are from our manufactured partner. This is the pricing. Okay, so I've used the Ava M1713M, and I used it yesterday. As you could tell, the camera is absolutely amazing. The 3 things what we really need to look about when picking a visualizer are the zoom. Does it have a higher quality zoom? So the M17 has a high quality zoom. And the camera, so you want a high quality camera as well. And the warranty. So the warranty on the M1713M is 5 years. On the other 2 models, it's 2 years. Now, what we've decided to do with the U70 Plus is we were going to charge for training, but for the first 20, we're going to do the training session for free. Now, I know we've had some orders from yesterday, so I'll have to check on numbers for these, but we do have this on a limited period time for you as well. This is on the M17 with 34% discount and the training included. You're getting some absolutely excellent value there. The other 2 models as well will be very, very useful. We just want to think about bandwidth, that's all nowadays. With everybody being on the internet, it's quite stretched. So with the better quality cameras, you can always show that better image, which will be able to get closer to your 3D objects and give your client more clarity. So that's the pricing. So we did questions yesterday. I'm just going to, from the ones I remember, I'm going to cover them. Okay, so I was asked, can you use it on some specific platforms? Now, I hadn't heard of some specific platforms. If you feel you have a specific platform you want me to try and find out, then please email me and I will go onto that platform myself and test the visualizer on it so we can get an assurance from them. Another question I was asked yesterday, what are the main differences really between the 3? So the M17 has a 35 times capacity zoom, whereas if you went to the next one, it'd be 16, and then the next one down is 8 really. So the M17 is the stand above model. You know, you can tell from the camera quality over the last 2 days as to how good it is, and we've had some orders for them. And with the training involved as well, it just gives you that extra bit of value and the assurance of me helping you and getting it set up properly so you can use them. Speak to the speech language therapists from last month who have had the training sessions. It's been really beneficial, and I'd love to help you guys as well. Another question I was asked yesterday, was delivery times. We've got stock on them, so if you order, we're looking at a few days turnaround really. So once you receive it, we can then arrange your training. Another question we had yesterday was about split screen. So you can use, a good one that I did with Ruth actually was, you can use something like Boom Cards online and you can show the visualizer image as well at the same time. So you can use both effectively and you would still be able to clarify with audio over the top of it. Another question I'm just trying to think off the top of my head was from yesterday was, can we give remote control to our client? The answer is yes. If you go into your, when you're screen sharing, you've got the option to give them access to your computer. So if you press yes, that will give them the ability to do the annotations themselves, and you can actually dictate what they do via your via audio, and then they can use the controls on the visualizer. So they're just a few of the main ones that were given yesterday. Any more questions, please email me or please call me and ask me, and I will answer it as soon as possible for you. The bundle links we put in the web browser yesterday, these will be in the forum as well. So Ruth will be putting these in, I believe it'll be today or tomorrow. So if you need them again, come to me. My details are here. So all my email address and my number, give me a call. I'll happily answer any questions you want. My goal is to help you as much as possible. I did it last month and I really want to do it moving forward. I believe that using a visualizer will create better content. It will save you time and it will save you money as well. If you have to travel to somebody for a face-to-face interaction, whereas you can use a visualizer with teletherapy, they're still going to get the same session and it's going to save you petrol money as well. And you can still give them their best service moving forward. So yeah, thank you very much for listening again, guys. We are looking forward to helping you again moving forward. Thanks to the people who have put orders in already. I'll be in touch with you straight away to help. And any questions, again, take my details on the screen and by all means ask. Thank you very much.